So this spring I put in these 3 rows of garden bed you see behind me over here. And they've served pretty well, but we're coming up on the fall and they are full, and I need some more garden bed area to put in my fall crops. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and we're going to be using a no-dig method with some sheet mulching. So we're going to get started on that. Let me show you what we're doing. So we have the 3 garden bed rows over there, and what I'd like to do is, as I come off of my back porch over here behind me, I'd like to have a walk path straight down and out to the other garden section over there, and use this portion right here to put in 3 more rows similar to those, and we're just going to kind of curve around with those rows right here, 3 separate rows curving towards the house. Alright, so in actuality, I don't have enough soil to do all 3 rows today. I actually have just enough soil to do probably 1 row. So we're going to do the 1 row. Over the coming weeks, we will order more soil and get the rest of them done. And so we're going to start with cutting the grass. Alright, so the grass is mowed, and the next thing is to put down cardboard. Fortunately, I was able to come across some really large pieces of cardboard from somebody's furniture delivery, and so that's going to make the job go really quick. Also, if anybody's wondering about those battery-powered lawnmower like I was just using, would I suggest it? Absolutely not. You get about 10 minutes of mowing out of that thing and then it's dead. Not worth it. And no, I don't try to use that to mow all of this grass out here. That's just for small spots when, you know, it's too tight to get in a big riding mower. Alright, let's get it. Okay, so I want to leave myself a pathway between the old rows and the new rows that's maybe about 3 or 4 foot wide. A nice normal walkway through there. And so we're just going to start laying down the cardboard. Then we're going to wet it and to help start the decomposition process. Then we'll throw some soil on it before we move on to the next sheet of cardboard. All right, now you might notice that I wet both sides of that, and that's just to help speed things up so that the bottom side of that piece of cardboard starts to decompose as well. Now when putting this next piece on there, I want to make sure that I overlap it at least a good 12 inches. That way it'll help to stop any kind of grasses or weeds from growing up in between the 2 sheets. It's getting to be about lunchtime. I bet these fish are getting hungry. They'd probably like a little lunchtime snack, huh? Let's grab them some duckweed. Yeah, they like that duckweed. Well, folks, it looks like there's a storm brewing out there, so we may have to cut this short today. We'll see if we can get her done, though. All right, I guess we weren't recording. We got our last piece down. Tried to leave about a 3 or 4 foot pathway between the end of this and the house, just like we did on the other side over there. The rain is coming down now, so we're gonna call it quits for now. Let's just kind of take a pan around and see what we did. All right, I'm starting to get wet. Let's call it a day for now. So that gives us the start for blocking out our curvature there. I think we got our line about where we like it. And so now the next thing would be just to bring in some more material, bring it up to the right depth that we want. Right now, in some spots it's around 3 or 4 inches, other spots it's like 2. So we need to get the whole thing up to about 4 to 6 inches. And it's also, this whole thing is on a slope. And so one side is gonna be closer to that 4-inch mark, and one side's going to be closer to that 6 or even more inches mark. Eventually I hope to terrace this thing downwards down the slope, but for right now we're going to work with what we got. So let's bring in some more material. Okay, well I think that's gonna about do it for our work today. It has been a hot one, so I'm gonna finish it with a cold one. Let me spin the camera around and I'll give you kind of a up close look at what we've done today. All right, so here along the shallow side, I guess you could call it, you can see, yeah, we're probably about that 4-inch mark, and going on the high side, we may be about 6 even to 8 inches or so. And so this is gonna get us started for now. I can at least get some stuff planted in here. The next steps will be to, of course, we got to put some mulch, some wood chips down around the edge as a weed barrier. And also I want to put some compost on top of this before we plant anything, because I don't know how much nutrient level there is in this soil. It's decent soil, but it may need some extra nutrition, so we'll put some compost on it. That'll have to be for another video. So with that, I will bid you adieu, and we'll see you in part 2. Bye-bye.